So, hey guys, welcome back to Occultists Anonymous with everybody here, and hopefully without any technical difficulties. We are string and tin cans right now, but I think everything should be good. You will notice, hey, we have slightly updated the overlay here. If you're watching, if you're just at home listening on the podcast, hi. But we are now officially sponsored by Roll20, so yay! They're supporting the show, giving us a little bit of help. We'll see where that all goes. But then most specifically, we are sponsored by our dear patrons. We love you guys. Claire, Danny, Giovanni, James, Michael, Noba, Perry, Ryan, Schmitty, Thomas. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate your support. It goes a long way for us. We get to do some cool stuff because of that. We get to do art commissions and things like that. So thank you. We appreciate that. And of course, thank you to everybody who subscribes and comments. That really means a lot to us. We like when you get in there and chat with us. And of course, if you want to really chat with us, come join us on Discord. We are just a bunch of nerds just like you guys, and we will happily chat with you. If you have ideas or suggestions and stuff like that, we're open to some of it. Some of you, Vextory, need to learn to not spoil things for the players. Don't be giving away stat blocks to things that just completely ruins the surprise. But we appreciate you guys being part of the discussion. Oh no, because I saw him typing and it popped up and it said, dogs have such and such a result. Delete! No! We're not talking about that. Whether or not these doggies are asleep or not, that would be a spoiler, and a bad kind of spoiler, even in the spoiler chat. So with that, we pick up... We've had like back-to-back cliffhangers, and I apologize. That was not my intention. We pick up with Wyrd turning the handle on a doorknob as Mammon, who is near the door, has used inward-outward eye to see through doors and see past things. And there are, well, from Wyrd's perspective, you see the butts of two large Doberman-type canines. The room is lit, air quote. It's fairly dim. There's like one stand lamp. Oh, thank you. There is one like stand lamp in a corner that's like on a dim setting. And there is a fairly large TV that you can see. It's some soccer game that's playing, and there is a figure laid back. You can see the top and kind of back of their head, and they're kind of in a reclined position. As you just nudge open the door, you had a good stealth check, so nothing has been immediately like alerted or anything like that. But you're able to see that about the same time Mammon is over at the front door.
Right, and I remember in my head I was like mouthing the word fuck. So I look back at the folks by the door, still hold up my hands, and then one finger.
Meanwhile, I don't know any of this unless he has told me.
Nope.
Well,
other than Wyrd motioning.
Yeah, I peeked in, and I look back at you, and I hold up one finger, and I point to inside the room. And I kind of look at Mammon and shrug. This is sort of his show, I think.
Yeah, give me just a second. I'm
sure.
Trying to find the spell that makes it to where people incognito presence. There it is. No,
that's one that they don't notice us, yeah.
Yeah, that's so that nobody notices them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cast incognito presence on Wyrd.
Okay.
So, give me a second. Roll20's being very slow tonight for some reason.
That's quite all right.
I'm going to need one reach for duration because I want it to last longer than like 3 seconds.
Right.
One for range.
Oh, yeah. And then one for range. I get 2 free reach because it is mine 2.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you currently have 2 spells running between the sleep command and the inward outward eye?
Well, here's the thing. If the sleep command did not work, I would know that, correct?
You would
Or
not.
is it
No.
possible to just cast a random spell and then just
The spell is
hold it?
active. The spell is going on, and it has affected anything with resolve of 2 or below. But
Gotcha.
though I will, because coming back to inward outward eye, those dogs do not appear to be asleep. Heads
Okay,
are up.
well, I can just relinquish that spell then.
Yeah, you can drop it. So
Okay.
you will still
if
have
the
to spend
person in
one
the
reach
chair,
then.
if the person in the chair is asleep, they're not necessarily going to wake up right now. Something
Well-
would need to wake them, right?
But they're not a person.
Anything with resolve less than 2 is going to be put to sleep.
Right, but this is what I'm thinking is you did your Web of Life and it registered 2 pings.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking whatever's in that chair is not a person.
Yeah, but if its resolve is still 2 or less, it will be asleep until we wake it up.
This isn't a spell that I need to increase potency on, correct?
Correct.
I am... What can I use as yantras? Obviously, my shadow name.
Mm-hmm.
It would not be a good idea to use high speech, I imagine.
Probably not.
No.
So
This is
I guess
actually
that's it. I don't really know what else I could use.
This is actually a pretty good opportunity. You could actually use an environment yantra. All the lights are off.
The
And
darkness.
just drawing on darkness for something that, I mean, it is literally a veiling practice. So this is one of those
You can use
situations.
literally the absence of light as a yantra.
Yeah, the fact that the environment is dark. This is a dark environment. I'm calling on that and pulling on that. Yep.
Cloaking
Wow.
her in shadows.
Okay. So that's a +1, correct?
Yeah, like I said,
So-
getting a +1 is super easy.
So my my total bonus is 4 so
Correct.
far. All right. And I am not using willpower because, you know,
Mhm.
if Wyrd gets eaten, I mean, it's not Mammon, so.
And that spell does require mana, so make sure to check that off. But otherwise, yeah, roll that sweet, sweet 8.
Okay. 2 successes.
And I imagine, Wyrd, that you were not trying to withstand this.
No, I'm not trying to stand this.
Okay. Cool. So yes, your passive mage sight is one of those ones you cannot abbreviate passive mage sight, peripheral mage sight. Excuse me. So it kind of tingles. It's probably not something that you would recognize, but you at least recognize it's coming from Mammon. So you let it kind of settle over you.
Okay. And until anything pops off, as far as people being like, what the fuck are you doing in my house? I'm not saying a word.
Okay.
I am going to keep an eye on movement, though, because I want to know if I need to duck into a shadowy alcove in
Sure.
the entryway or whatever.
And you've got inward outward eye, so that gives you
Yes.
no surprise, if I remember correctly.
Until then, I'm going to. I mean, until I need to talk us out of a situation. This is a weird show.
Cool.
I'm going
gonna-
to drop Web of Life because I don't
Okay.
need it if he's got that up.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to cast a 6-second spell.
All right.
Superlative Luck.
Mm-hmm.
Just what was the one reach for advanced duration?
Okay, and you're casting it on yourself?
Yep.
Okay, and so you're going to take an hour to cast that?
Oh shit! Right? Yeah. No. Okay. No, I won't. Right. Okay. So 2 reach. There'll be 1 overreach, 2 dice. I'll be using my rapier as my tool.
Okay.
How do you
To-
get Yantra 6?
3 for my shadow name and 1 for cabal. Gives me 4, and then 1 tool and what was
Oh
the
yeah,
other
you
one?
get 2 Yantras. Or 3
Yeah,
Yantras rather.
3
Right.
hunters. Yep. Would my rapier count in this situation? I'm thinking this is dangerous.
Supernal luck, I don't quite think, or superlative luck, I don't quite think that applies.
All right, so it'll be a 5 Yantra bonus instead of 6.
Okay.
But I still need the dedicated tool.
Right. What was up, John?
Just to avoid needing to spend a turn doing it later in the event that it happens, I'm going to go ahead and draw my handgun. Noting for the viewers, Mammon does not plan to shoot anybody. All the people that were like, it went to a home invasion so fast. No, Mammon doesn't want to shoot anybody. But
it started as a home invasion, just to be clear.
It's technically not a home invasion. It's a breaking and entering. It's a
and
very different thing.
We're not there yet. Okay.
Good old-fashioned B&E.
Right.
But you never know. So I'm drawing it now.
Okay, so you're overreaching 1, which gives you 2 paradox dice, but that's fine because you're covering that with your dedicated magical tool. So we will roll our chance die paradox, and you are containing it, I imagine.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Nothing happens. Go ahead and roll your, I think, 5?
Yep.
Yep.
Stay lucky. Oh no!
It's about time, though.
Yep. I'm debating.
Do it.
I'm gonna take a dramatic failure.
Okay, cool. So this is real easy for me. Luck has failed you, and so until until you resolve something, basically try to
until she gets lucky again.
Well, specifically does something without relying on luck. Yeah.
Okay.
You have a -2 on spells. So like this whole like relying on luck, it's like, okay, hang on, maybe I can't always rely. Yeah. So that kind of settles on you, kind of a little paranoia. It's not paradox though, right? But as you're kind of going through this and you're moving your rapier and stuff like that, one of the dogs kind of head turns because you're making motions. Well, actually, hang on. Well, at least no, because you did your shadow name and your rapier. Did you use anything else?
Shadow name and rapier, and I've got one of my silver coins.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, no, you didn't even. Okay, yeah. So no, actually, the dog doesn't respond, doesn't act up yet.
Okay, I am creeping into the room.
Okay, roll stealth.
Remind me.
Dex
stealth and
plus
Dex.
stealth.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
The dogs, assuming that they're not supernatural beings,
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I'm looking at the abbreviated description of incognito presence.
It would apply to the dogs too.
Right. Well, so it says that it prevents. It only states that it prevents people from either remembering or looking their way. And the only way it suggests that you could still look their way is with a supernatural ability, and even that provokes a clash of wills.
Correct.
So my question is, even if Wyrd flapped her arms like a bird, would the dogs be able to look her way unless they're using a supernatural ability?
It would be more of noticing, like the example I was going to use until I realized, oh, she didn't do anything. Go ahead and roll your stealth, please, by the way.
Sure.
But it would be one of those, like, noticing and, like, there's a creaky floorboard, looking at the creaky floorboard that Wyrd is standing on and not
without actually looking at
right.
her.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. Any modifiers for the dim light in the room or anything like that?
Actually, let's just make it a flat roll because it's going to penalize it with puppers. But
oh no!
Okay,
tonight is the night my luck runs out.
Right. But yeah, so you're moving into the room, and where are you headed?
I'm headed just so I can eyeball the chair to see if the guy in the chair is actually breathing.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, you come around, and like I said, the dogs they're looking around. They know something is here, but yeah, they don't have any supernatural sense to actually make you out. So their gaze kind of looks past you, watch nostrils flaring, and like they're tense. There's no tail wagging, right? And there's like a little soft whine to them, but they don't move. And as you come around, you can see, top of the head, and then you can see the rest of the figure. It's a woman of Asian descent. You can't quite nail, specific. Eyes are closed, hands are kind of in her lap. It looks like she fell asleep watching the soccer game. Pale skin though, but without like getting a hand right up in the face. If you want, you can roll medicine. Intelligence plus medicine.
You know how many points in that, do you?
I have no idea.
So it's at a -3 if you try.
Yep. And I only got 2 I got no dots there and 2 dots in intelligence. So
chance dice, baby.
Give me a chance dice. Okay, that
you succeeded
didn't do
at that.
it right.
Sure. Now,
the 0C, is that what it means?
Wait, what?
I was trying to do a chance roll.
I mean, you rolled a
character
10.
sheet.
Yeah, rolled a 10. So yeah, you actually finished it. Hey, there's that luck. Okay. But yeah,
so does that clear the condition?
No, because that was your luck. Yeah. No, it's something that requires planning.
Okay.
We're going to set something up.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
So yeah, you
have to think through your actions.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the chest doesn't move. No nostrils flaring. Mouth isn't even open to breathe or anything like that. This is the sleep of the dead.
Death sight.
They're dead.
They're dead.
Right, but are they undead?
It doesn't tell you that.
A vampire? It doesn't. I can't see.
You just see whether or not they are dead.
That's all I see?
Yep, they're dead.
Okay, that's kind of a waste.
Yeah, subtract that mana.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just guys are idiots.
Give them a light slap on the cheek and see what happens.
You do have incognito presence.
I do.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd lean on that.
Yeah.
But it's
Mammon
weird.
might drop it just for the lulz.
Yeah.
No, Mammon would not do that. Because then that puts Mammon in trouble.
Yeah. So switch to fate sight.
Sure. I imagine you turned them all on and just
okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anything fate or time? How long has this person been around?
While I look over the fate spell stuff, why don't you tell people what you see? What does Wyrd see when she looks through her active mage sight? I don't know. Do you have a chance to read through that in the Signs of Sorcery?
I haven't got all the way through it yet. I'm still caught up in the story part of it. But I imagine for fate sight, Wyrd like sees threads spreading out in a big skein or tapestry. Some small and dim, and some big and large, and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what she's looking for.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, John.
So since I have outward, inward eye, and I can basically see everything in a radius around me, can I see where the study is? The study that we were here to get into to begin with.
Oh, right. The study that you assumed existed here. There is yes. While Wyrd is doing that, and you're kind of like looking everywhere, and of course, distance still applies, from you, so stuff gets harder to see at a distance. But all the rooms that you can see, bedrooms, kitchens, there is no furniture in this entire 5-bedroom, place other than the recliner that this woman is sitting in, and the TV that's plugged up, and a little cable box or whatever, and that's it. Like this place is absolutely devoid.
So I am going to go ahead and drop incognito presence from Wyrd. I'm just kidding. What I am going to do is we've discussed that if I leave some sort of piece of me, whether it's hair or like, I don't know, a tiny drop of blood or something, that constitutes a connection to that location, correct?
Correct.
So
You currently have without a trace up, you can't.
Right.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, you broke up.
You have without a trace up, which means you will not leave hair or blood drops or anything, unless you had done what you said earlier and like put it in a little bottle before I cast the spell on you.
Oh yeah,
right
I did
now,
say that I did say that I was going to keep some hair in a baggie.
Yeah, because otherwise you're not going to leave anything.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is, what is the material of the floor in the entryway?
Hardwood.
Of course it would be.
Now bear in mind you will be scrying on the hair wherever you leave that hair.
Yes, of course.
Think on that. We'll come back. So Wyrd, looking at it with active mage sight, because time does not let you see how old something is. But it does check for temporal waves and warps and tell you if somebody's come back from the past. They have not. Okay. That said, there is a let's see here, who watches reveals presence of use or something of a destiny. You're not really picking up anything of that, like not a destiny capital D, but you do have this sense that like there was a thread that was tied to this entity that was snapped, and then a new one continued on. It's very weird. You haven't seen anything like that.
Right. Okay. So there's still a fate about this corpse that I'm looking at.
There's, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So unusual for a dead body to have a fate. So
unless it's like a particularly famous body or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Einstein's brain or something.
Right.
Okay.
We'll let you think on that. Hey, John, what are you doing with that hair?
So I am. Are there like any windowsills by the door? Like, what I guess what I'm asking is there any conceivable spot just inside the door without needing to rely on my shit stealth skills for me to just reach in and tuck a hair in some kind of conceivably hidden spot? My plan is not to scry on it at a later date. My plan is to come back when I have... Oh, no, that wouldn't work because I can't use space magic here.
I mean, you could. It would just alert them.
It would be a clash of wills.
Clash of wills, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, there's literally nothing I can do. The only thing I can do is I can try to do with... No, I can't even do that. There's nothing I can do here.
Okay. Back to Wyrd. Dead body.
Yeah, it's not a dead body in my head.
Is.
I think I'm going to back out of the room.
Okay.
Nice and quietly, and then no, I'm going to go behind the chair.
Okay, and then that's kind of where you walked in.
Yeah, and I'm gonna, Mammon needs to have a connection to it, right?
Well, so I currently have inward outward eye active, which means I can see her, which means that I can basically cast anything on her that I would normally be able to cast if I was in her presence. The issue is, right now, I have 2 spells active, which means I'm already at 2 reach. I can't drop inward outward eye because then I'd have to be physically in the room with her, and I can't drop incognito presence because then you're puppy chow.
Yeah.
So right now, like I said, there's literally nothing I can do. But even then, there's still not a whole lot that I can do because really the most useful thing I can think of to do would be to cast like I don't know. There's really nothing useful that I have right now that I could use.
If I may.
Yeah.
I think some like mind one stuff, you could detect whether there is a mind inside of this body.
I don't doubt that there is.
Sure.
So there's no reason for me to cast that.
Fair.
Plus it would still be at I'd still be fucked because I'm still already at 2 reach. As a penalty for having 2 spells up. So the best thing I can think of to do would be to cast like borrow threads or something like that to see if they have a connection. Because the whole reason we're even here is to find a connection to the voice.
To the little
and
man.
without being able to find a connection to the voice, there's literally no purpose in us being here, and we might as well just leave. There's no furniture here to denote the study that we were looking for to plant the hair in. So we already have the wrong location from the jump. So because of that, there's literally no purpose in being in this house.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think it's the wrong location. I think it's whatever.
Well, I doubt they move the furniture in and out every day so that he can write a letter and send it off.
He didn't write the letter from here. It came from his
Office.
skyscraper office. Mm-hmm. He wanted us to come here for dinner. So this is the location he gave us as a place to go for the dinner party or whatever.
Correct.
Which, showing up, seeing a completely empty house with a dead body that might be a vampire, it was absolutely a setup. We knew that. We're positive of that now. So,
well, I could cast once I'm able to at the very least drop incognito presence. I could cast mental scan so that we can get a read on the subject's mental and emotional state, as well as reading surface thoughts. If it is what I suspect it is not asleep because it doesn't really sleep. Although Mammon wouldn't have any reason to suspect that it's a vampire. So
no, at this point, all you've seen is we're checking out a dead body.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I was thinking of dropping a coin under the chair or something, but that's a connection to me. That's not necessarily one that Mammon would be able to.
But I could still borrow threads from you.
True. But you would have defense against scrying probably better. Well, no, it would just be a clash of wills if I want to resist it, right? If somebody tried to scry on me through my coin?
Yeah, it would be clash of wills.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I will reach underneath the chair and just lean up a silver coin against the leg, the chair leg at the back corner.
And then back up just a second. And your goal here with the coin is to do what?
To leave an object here that Mammon can borrow the thread to scry on later.
That's not a thing that would have a connection to you. It's not like a piece of you.
No, well,
it's one of her tools.
I have a bag of 30 silver coins that are my magical tools for me.
So it wouldn't be a super great connection, but
no.
Mammon could borrow the thread from Wyrd to the coin and use that to cast on. But yeah, okay.
Right.
Down to 29 silver coins.
Yep.
So as you actually everybody roll wits plus perception.
This is a perception check.
This is a perception check. So yeah, get your
wits
9 again.
Perception?
Wits plus
composure?
Yeah, wits plus composure. Don't mind me, I've played this game before.
Would trained observer apply here?
Yes.
Yes.
This is a perception. Yep.
So that
gives you 9
again, right?
It's only 9 again, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you only have one spot in it.
Okay. Just I'm not even gonna bother messaging Atratus. Just to answer your last question. Yes, until the duration ended, and then something is going to put it back together. Yep, magic. So all of you pick up a sense of movement and sound coming from the room Wyrd is in. Wyrd, you would especially notice. And basically, as you've set down the coin and you look up, the body has moved and is now standing about here, adjacent to your face. And just there's this very soft, very predatory hello.
I move a little
Fucking
bit. Does
idiots.
do her eyes follow me?
No.
Okay. I'm going to stealthily back away towards the door.
Cool. As that happens, John, can you roll Gnosis plus Mind for your Clash of Wills?
Yeah, give me just a second.
Sure.
It's only like 3 dice.
There it is. Jesus.
Darkest timeline. Here we come.
You only need 1.
Cool. There you go. Yeah, Wyrd. Go ahead and roll your stealth, unless I missed it. Yeah, go ahead and roll your stealth.
Normal. This is resetting everything in her head.
So basically, by putting the thing down that wasn't on Wyrd anymore, she became aware that something was here.
Do not know. Okay, so and you said you were backing out of the room?
Yep.
Okay. The door, I'm sure you left open, so we're not even going to talk about the fact that, we're going to open the door. As you do so, the figure, the woman, kind of turns and is looking, definitely not looking at you. Yes.
Seeing what is happening in that room,
Oh, yes.
Mammon is going to place his tennis shoe covered rubber sole bottom shoe in, like, wedged under the door. So if some kind of supernatural bullshit tries to slam it, it has no leverage to move.
Okay.
So the front door cannot be closed, is my point.
Okay, gotcha. Yep. I'm with you. So the woman is kind of looking back and forth. Wyrd, you kind of back out, and she just snaps her fingers, and the 2 dogs kind of up and turn and, like, trail after her as she just, like, very wraith, kind of slow walks out from that room and then turns, and there's Atratus and Mammon. And
Standing in the doorway.
Yeah, and she goes, "Please, come in. I'm sure we have so much to talk about."
Mammon says, "All right, I'll bite," and steps in.
Okay.
All right.
Fight me, storyteller.
I will reluctantly follow you because
better
Sure.
together. Teamwork, sure. And
Splitting up kills the party. Everybody knows this.
Yep.
You're welcome, Craig.
I mean, that's probably your best shot to not get eaten by a vampire. So
she kind of looks, and the dogs have started to move forward past her, and she just snaps once more time, and they just do whoop and circle back around and, like, sit at her, at her ankles.
What good boys.
They are
Good
very good
dogs.
boys.
They are the best boys.
And she kind of looks at you two and looks kind of off. She's like, something, she can't place the thing that's missing. And it definitely looks like she's trying to figure out how somebody got from that door over there, so fast. And she says, "You are early. There's supposed to be 4 of you. Or are there 4 of you?"
no, just us.
Well, the cabal kind of splintered, and I'd rather be early than late, so.
Well, I am the late Julia Kahn.
No, you're on time. You're early too.
I was told that you wouldn't be here until Friday. But that's fine. What can I do for you?
Well, we received that invitation, and I was up late, kind of hungry, so we figured we'd stop by for an early dinner.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're the liar. What about you? And she kind of looks over at Atratus. What can I do for you? You came here for something.
I wanted to know what you wanted from us. Why did you approach us?
Yes, John?
Now that I no longer need it, I'm going to drop outward, inward eye.
Okay.
And keeping incognito presence up on Wyrd, because I'm not that big of a dickbag. But what I am going to do is, after Atratus asks her question, I am going to cast...
mind scan?
Yes.
Sure.
Mental scan.
Yep.
So that I can read her surface thoughts, although I don't suspect that she's going to lie to us.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, go ahead and start writing that up. So she looks at Atratus, shakes her head. Oh, no. I didn't summon you. I didn't call for you or anything. That was, well, if you don't know his name, you will have to figure that out. You sorcerers are very picky about your names. I was just going to get to...
You know what? I changed my mind. I am going to... is it still mental scan to look for connections? Which one am I looking for?
No, that's a space one. That's correspondence.
Yeah.
Right. I am going to cast correspondence, and I am now going to do a search for... I don't know how you would phrase it. Dinner summoner?
You
the person
think of
who
how
wrote
she
the letter.
thinks of him.
Right, of how she thinks of him.
Right.
Because she apparently has a direct connection.
Right. So if you can, let's see here, if you can specify it, might specify it in general terms. Okay, yeah.
Well, it doesn't say how many words I have to do it.
Yeah, and they have
So
an
I am
object
going
with a
to-
strong link to his childhood. Nobody would think of it that way. So yeah, that's fine.
I am going to word it as the one who summoned us to dinner.
Sure.
The one she's currently talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead and work that out. But no, I was promised 4 mages to inspect and dissect. So if that's not going to be you...
No, I'm not down with being dissected.
Oh, no. Nor do I want to fight 2 of you or 4 of you. So, if I'm being screwed out of my deal, I'll screw him out of his deal.
Hey, hang on. You're going way too fast. I'm trying to get this shit done. I need 1 for instant, 1 for sympathetic. No, I don't need sympathetic, right?
Yeah, just need sensory
because
range.
I'm not touching her. And then I need
1 for spell
another
control.
1 for maintaining incognito presence.
Correct.
It is a mind, 2?
Space 1.
Space 1. You would think it would be mind because I'm literally reading her brain.
But
Nope.
space is about connections.
Yeah.
Listen,
space is the
I don't need
connection.
I have 2 free reach because it is space 1.
Correct.
Space 1, right? Okay, good. Space
Oh.
1.
Is
Oh,
that me or all of you?
Drew's not moving.
Oh, we lost him.
Oh no.
Shitty internet.
That's okay. I'm going to keep working on this.
He'll be back. No, I'm not moving.
I can still hear you though.
God damn it.
What's the bonus for high speech? Because I get the feeling
2.
that using magic in front of her doesn't fucking matter.
2.
No.
If she's a vampire,
Okay.
there's no paradox.
And I'm going to go ahead and
She'll obviously know you're doing something.
Yeah.
burn. Well, yeah, I don't give a shit.
I mean, she knows
Burn
where
willpower on
mages. She might not like you casting a spell that she doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't like her talking about dissecting us or even.
No, she just said that she's not going to do that because fuck this guy.
But she still said she was promised that she could, which
I
means
assume he intended to like
to.
incapacitate us somehow. And since he clearly hasn't done that and we just showed up at her house.
How many, I don't know how to read this thing. How many dice are we talking about?
3, 5, and 3. My brain
11.
died. That's 11. Yeah.
8. No.
No. 3 plus 5 for Yantras plus 3
Oh, is
for
8
more.
plus 3 is 11. Yeah.
But I'll at
Let's
least
hold
wait
on
till
a
he gets
second,
back
yeah.
on to roll.
It's unmobile.
No. So we have her name. She's Julia Kahn. She is dead.
Mm-hmm.
She is probably a vampire. We don't know that, but I don't know of other... Well, no geists. But she doesn't seem like... The guys we've met have been cooler than this.
I mean,
She's not a zombie.
Death Sight would have shown something way different for
Oh, right, they don't show up as
For a
corpses.
geist.
Right.
yeah, they're alive.
So, yeah. I'm trying to think, are there any other types of corpse
I-
undead?
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
I mean, it could be like a
But
Habitable
the thing
zombie
is,
sort of thing.
there are so many
Mind 5, Death 5 sort of thing.
niche, ridiculously exotic vampire clans that are super unlike the rest of vampires.
Mm-hmm.
That it could just be some super, some super unique clan from one of the.
No, I was
The
just trying to
errata
think
books.
if there was any option that wasn't vampire for what she is.
None that I can think of, but
Yeah.
I've only read the most common World of Darkness books.
Like, if you could make a sentient zombie,
Like Mind 5, Death 5 sort of thing.
she's still got her own mind and memories.
She's definitely a vampire because I know that I know that a lot of them, like Gangrel, for example, have the ability to have highly trained animal pets
Mhm.
that are imbued with they basically feed them their blood to give them.
Does Mammon know
supernatural
that?
abilities. Mammon doesn't. I'm saying, as a player, I'm pretty sure that she's a vampire. As a player, she's a vampire. Mammon doesn't know that.
Yeah, I was asking Drew if a corpse mask could physically alter a corpse. He says yes for the duration of it. I'm like, okay, so if I make cause of death beheading, will that destroy them? To which he says yes until the duration ends, and then their head will be back on their body.
They're basically incapacitated for the duration.
Huh.
So I can't.
So
Could you
is
change-
anybody good with like crossbows?
I have weaponry, but that's more swords and stuff rather than like
Got
archaic
firearms.
missile
Oh,
weapons.
didn't we
I
determine
mean, if
that?
I'm not mistaken, archery said that it could also use firearm skills.
Bows are athletics and crossbows are firearms.
Sounds like Mammon's gonna have to buy some crossbows later
I mean, why can't you just kill them with bullets?
because it takes an obscene amount of bullets if they're upping their fortitude. If they're using fortitude, they're just gonna soak the shit out of that. Like,
I mean, alternately, let me remove the head, then you can go to town on the body because it's out of it.
So
I'm
you
gonna
could-
need you to rephrase that. That sounds super questionable.
Whatever is necessary to kill a vampire, I don't know. Sunlight?
Aggravated damage.
Well, I mean, honestly, like Mammon doesn't need to know like the realistic vampire lore in order to know what would kill a vampire, because at the very least, while staking won't kill her, it'll incapacitate her. It'll put her into torpor until it's removed. And then in all vampire lore, sunlight and fire is super bad to vampires. So,
Too bad we
which
don't have
happens to be the
A
same.
fire controller here with us.
No, yeah, he's currently exploring navel gazing.
I really want her to kick your ass. But yeah, I mean, if I can incapacitate a vampire for the duration of a 1-dot death spell. It's super easy.
We still have to deal with the dogs, but that I can use bullets on.
No.
No, they're good boys.
Yeah, I don't care. I'll old yeller the shit out of those
fucking
dogs.
quit.
No.
No, you won't, because you still haven't listened to your fucking voicemail yet. Because you're too busy jerking off your soul. That actually sounds kind of nice.
Actually, having sex with your soul would be kind of like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
In a
It does seem
metaphysical
rather-
sort of way.
Metamasturbatory.
Yeah.
I hope he keeps all of this in. Just puts it in as bloopers. Gonna have chat talking about.
Oh, he doesn't have OBS running right now.
Masturbation.
This
Yeah.
is only audio.
Mm-hmm. I should have started recording it. Oh, man.
So that incognito presence, what spell is that?
What?
Is that space? Incognito presence, what spell is that? Is that space?
Mind two.
Incognito presence is actually mind,
Okay,
if I'm not
mind.
mistaken. Yeah, it's mind too.
Okay.
Because you're
Because
screwing
basically
people's
it's
perception of
altering
you.
everybody around you to not want to look at you.
Yeah. It can very much be like glance at you and just like don't give a fuck
Mhm.
and just like go back to what they're doing.
Yeah, and even
Yeah.
if they do like visually see you, they just immediately forget that they saw you.
Yeah, it explicitly says that it's not invisibility. Like you can,
Yeah.
people can see you. They just won't. You won't stick in their head. They won't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of eyes glaze over you.
Right.
Like there's someone there, but they don't.
Sort of
Get it.
like the occulting thing
Mm-hmm.
on a smaller power level, I guess.
Yeah, I wore this shirt specifically for you today, John.
I appreciate it. It meant a lot to me. I want that shirt.
It was $3 at a Marshall's.
Oh man,
I had to have it.
I
as
gotta
soon as
go
I saw it.
find. I gotta go find the one Marshalls around here that hasn't closed down yet.
We're back.
Hello?
We're back for now. All right.
Hey.
Okay, so
we finished
I
the whole
have-
podcast.
Yeah, we're done.
I have we have some nice audio bloopers for you talking about meta masturbation, having sex with your soul.
You're gonna have to put all 4 of them on and play the conversation. So
Yep. Yeah. And I have calculated my dice pool for this to be 11
Cool. What are,
because I
we,
used willpower.
what are we casting again?
Psychic assault.
Correspondence.
No,
No.
I'm kidding.
No.
Correspondence. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So yeah. Yep. Okay. That calculates out to 11. Cool. And how much potency did you put into it?
Well, I only need the one connection.
Okay.
I'm not following
Cool.
it any further.
Okay.
So
So let's see here. Again, the knowledge is contextualized based on the subject's perceptions. Cool. So you locate a connection called Mr. Johnson.
okay. Well, I mean, I haven't rolled yet, but I'll take it.
Oh yeah, go ahead and roll it. With 11 dice, but then again,
You
I
might
don't want
fail.
to play. I don't want to play
Listen,
Shadowrun.
we've seen my rolls before.
Right. We've seen Songbird's rolls before.
So just a straight question. While they're talking, can I scrutinize her?
You could?
Is she gonna notice being awash with mana?
Nope.
I'm,
wow.
I
That's
think I'm
kinda
going to
dope.
scrutinize her while this is going on.
Sure. You rolling this, John?
Okay, so what?
Are you rolling?
Yeah, 4
Okay.
successes. It's scary that hasn't popped up for you yet. I'm worried now.
There it goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
That's fine. That's probably just roll 20 trying to play catch up.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
obviously a fake ass name.
Or just a super generic one.
All of the above. All right. So,
Fucking Shadowrun bullshit.
All right. So you are scrutinizing her. Which arcana are you using to scrutinize with?
Fate looked interesting.
Okay. based on thank you, Science and Sorcery, for making some of this clear. I'm going to tell you, you can probably just throw the idea of scrutinizing with fate out the window. You're probably not going to get. Well, I guess you're scrutinizing that specific, not necessarily her, but that fate that you saw.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll your Gnosis plus Arcanum.
Sure.
Spend a willpower.
I will spend a willpower.
No, willpower to start it anyways.
Oh, it's a willpower to start it anyway? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. That is taking a while.
Yep. Like I said, I think it might be roll 20.
Yeah.
But now the other thing, and I mentioned it in Discord, and I'll mention it again, both for y'all and for our viewers at home, that when you're scrutinizing it on the roll, if you want, you can spend a mana, and each point adds an automatic success to that turn's roll if the roll itself succeeds.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Real quick, just in case it changes anything.
Mhm.
One of the yantras I used was high speech.
Okay.
So she is aware that I cast something.
Right.
I just,
Jesus
I'm happy
Christ.
with no response from her,
Right.
but I'm just letting you know, to be honest.
Right. And by the way, we're talking about being honest. When are you starting this scrutiny?
As they're having the conversation.
Okay, right at the start there.
Like
Okay,
as they,
cool.
as it becomes obvious we're having a conversation and they're getting information, I'm going to start the scrutiny.
Sure. So that's 4 successes. And every one of these is 3 seconds. So I think you can probably fit in 2 more rolls
Okay.
of your 3. Wait, no.
Fucking kidding me?
6.
Now you succeed.
Horse
Yep.
shit, dude.
Okay.
Oh my
Jesus.
god.
back! It's back!
You can still only clear 1 per roll, though.
Except
Yeah.
with a 5.
Except with the 5.
Okay. 5 lets you clear 2.
Like that's
It allows you to clear, I believe
if it was
says,
opacity 4, it's guaranteed cleared by now.
4, 3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. So yes, you clear away any opacity. And let's see, how long does scrutiny take? I think it's in instant action too. Yeah, go ahead and roll Gnosis plus Arcana for your revelation.
Oh, man!
Nice. Okay, so you have failed to scrutinize anything. You can roll again at a -1.
There.
There you go. Cool. All right, we'll come back around to that because unless you're about to spout stuff off, it's not going to be relevant. You're sitting there being, sneaky.
Yep.
Cool. So, yes, Mammon picks up that that her connection she refers to as Mr. Johnson, and
She mentioned she was about to screw him over since he apparently
Oh,
screwed
yes.
her over.
yes, yeah, if he's going to screw me out of that deal.
She doesn't actually use the name Mr. Johnson. She just kept referring to as him.
Correct.
Yeah.
And she actually mentioned,
The
if
one who
you don't
sent us
know
the
his
letter.
names. Yeah.
Right. So I am going to say, well, all right, how did Mr. Johnson screw you over?
She kind of gives you a look over. Where'd you get that name from?
I think about it for a second, and I'm going to say, he clearly didn't tell you who I am or all of the sources that I have. I know people everywhere. I have eyes at every intersection in every building.
That's impressive.
You gotta
Also,
roll some fucking dice for this bullshit.
actually,
Yeah, just need to roll
with.
manipulation.
Yeah, manipulation plus subterfuge, I believe, is the correct skill.
It sounds fantastic to me. I'm glad to finally begin rolling for social shit. There it is.
That's going to be at a -3.
Your face is at a -3.
Got him.
Got him. All right, so it's gonna put me at 2.
Okay.
God damn it, it was in the middle of a spell template too. You fucked all that up.
You can just type in the bar. You rolled 2
There you
dice
go.
and got 2.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yep, nice. So she kind of looks you up and down and goes, all right. Huh. And like clearly is putting a mental pin in that. That's all right.
One thing I would like to point out is that it looks like Mr. Johnson was trying to fuck us over.
Yeah.
And he fucked you over. So it sounds like we both have a common nuisance. I don't know if I'd call him an enemy yet, but we definitely have a common nuisance.
Absolutely.
So if you are interested in screwing him over, I am more than happy. I would be very willing to bet that my compatriots would be willing to assist you in this. I would like to point out that as we're rolling on this, I do have a specialty in deal making.
Okay. Well, she puts her hand up. She's like, no. I know who Mr. Johnson is connected to, and I'm not getting involved in that. I'll happily give you information. If you have questions that I think I can give answers to without giving away that it came from me, maybe we can barter, or I can give you some stuff if you're going to be the fly in his ointment. But I'm not letting anything come back to me.
That's fair.
That's
And
fair.
I can 100% empathize with that. The biggest question that I have is, what is his interest in us?
That I don't know.
So how did he come to you with this? Did he just say, hey, I'm sending some people over at a specific time? Do with them what you will?
Oh, no, you misunderstand. He was going to be here, and you all were going to have a lovely conversation. And then when he was done talking with you, you were going to be mine.
Okay. I am, real quick, I am going to go ahead and rewrite up the spell that I was working on. I'm going to go ahead and borrow threads.
Okay.
Real quick. Is Wyrd still working on anything at the moment?
No, Wyrd did all that stuff in a flash.
Okay. So I am going to I'm going to go ahead and trying to think of how to visually do this without drawing too much attention. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, because when I drop incognito presence and she realizes she's there, I'm going to go ahead and kind of do a little that with my finger, hoping that Wyrd sees it.
I wasn't able to see what it was on camera. Oh.
All right, so I stand behind them.
Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and drop incognito presence so I can stop spinning a reach on that.
Gotcha.
All right. So for borrow thread, I need one, for instance. I'm going to need just 2 because I don't have to maintain incognito anymore. I have 1 free reach because it is a space 2 spell. Gnosis 1, space 2. I don't need to increase potency because I'm just borrowing the 1 thread. And I don't care if she loses a connection to it.
Duration.
You need to increase potency to actually grab the connection, because it's the spell's withstood by the connection.
Oh yeah, I do need to reach for and she didn't say anything about high speech last time, so I'm using high speech again.
All sounds like gibberish to her.
Yeah. And shadow name, of course.
Okay. All right, so you have 3 potency. Okay, so that's 3, 8. So that's 6. Yep. Cool. So yeah, you snatch up a connection to Mr. Johnson.
Okay. And I'm going to look left and right to Atratus and Wyrd, depending on where they're standing. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah.
Before we're done here?
Why did you want to dissect mages?
You're different.
Just think we're neat.
Oh yeah, all sorts
We
of
are
little,
pretty bad.
all sorts of little secrets. You know, she kind of tilts her heads. She says, "I bet if I bashed your head in, all sorts of secrets would come tumbling out."
Gross.
Is that how you think brains work?
You're
no,
not
it's a movie
wrong,
reference.
But what I would
Dude,
like to
now
point
have
out
you
is
watched
there's
movies?
I'm too busy
Haven't
being
seen that
wildly
one.
successful.
All right.
But also,
There was a pack alpha werewolf that thought the same thing. You should ask him what happened.
No, I've already had several werewolves nailed up on my wall.
question: are you a vampire?
I thought I made that clear when I said I was the late.
No, I mean I know
Julia
you're
Kahn.
dead. I just don't know if there are other dead folks.
I am very much one of the kindred.
Okay.
Okay, well, if
I'm
we
new at
have
this,
no
I
other
don't know.
questions, you've been very polite and answered some of our questions. I'm more than happy to answer a few of yours.
Ask who Mr. Johnson's connected to.
She's not gonna. There's no way. So she's not gonna answer that
I
because
mean, she offered
that
us
may be-
information as long as it couldn't be traced back to her. So, do you know where we could find Mr. Johnson?
He finds me. He contacts me. We don't
Is he a
have that
mage?
kind of. Oh, very much, yes.
You mentioned that he has connections and that seemed to bother you. Who exactly is he connected to?
Well, Mr. Connections. I'm sure you know.
You're not wrong. I mean, I don't at the moment, but I can easily find out.
Yeah. Highest levels of city government and probably state government, not to mention a lot of your organization.
But he's not the one pulling the strings.
Oh, I doubt it.
He answers to someone else.
Probably.
There's always somebody higher up.
I was going to say, I don't think anybody of real high station comes to talk to me. I'm not the Prince of New York or anything.
Who is?
If you don't already know, you might go ask your own organization. They have a Cold War going on.
Yeah, we got the rundown on that.
Yeah, and you are in a private residence.
I'm aware. Also,
Well,
I'm a
technically-
necromancer, so...
Technically, I'm not in a private residence. I'm at the door of
No,
it.
we're inside. You walked in, remember?
Yeah, you walked
Yeah.
in.
You're not wrong.
Also, though, hi, I'm a necromancer.
Indeed, darling. But
Okay.
So.
Well,
Are you hitting on her? Or
if we're done exchanging pleasantries, I have things I could be doing. I thank you for your time. You've been very hospitable and polite.
Yes, thank you.
I apologize for coming at such a late hour or early hour if you were looking forward to the dinner.
very early, yes.
We didn't expect anyone to be here. Sorry for breaking into your house.
Oh, this isn't mine.
Do you just stay here? Why were you here?
So,
Early for the dinner.
it was a good place to settle for a while. We don't all sleep in coffins, darling.
But don't you have a house?
I do.
So you just hung out in this empty house for some days?
Sure.
Atratus, stop poking at the undead killing machine.
Yeah, no, it's a new place to hunt. Suburbia.
get some of that soccer mom blood.
We're soccer dad. It's 2019.
It's true.
And so you guys kind of back your way out of the house.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
we're done here. Well, nice to meet you. Bye.
It was an experience. And weird, I imagine. Then you didn't ask her anything?
He's already... she's already come by us. So.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she just kind of appeared behind us and...
Right. Okay. Yeah. She just appears and that's fine. Yeah. And like Julia doesn't move, just waits and watches. I imagine you guys shut the door, or do you just like
of
get
course.
outside and book it? Okay.
No, I'm going to shut the door.
Right.
I opened it. I might as well close it. I might as well lockpick the lock closed too. I mean, if I'm being really polite.
So yes, we end the scene with Julia standing there and watching as the lock slowly turns itself back closed. Awesome.
Those mages sure are an odd bunch.
That they are. All right. So
that went better than expected.
So he wanted to talk to us and then feed us to her.
Upside, we now have a vampire who thinks I am obscenely connected.
It's true.
all right. So
We have a lead on the guy. We know his name.
you have a connection. Mm-hmm. Real quick, that way. Hi, Chris. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, I'm here too.
Because so now we are caught up with more or less where I wanted to end us last week, with you guys having finished the house, and so we are going to go to a quick break, and then we'll be back in
See you
just a
next
minute.
episode when Lonren's going to let me play the game.
Right.
Hey, stop your crying. I've had sessions like that too.
It's true, I did have a
Weird
whole
went,
episode last
2
week.
weeks doing nothing.
Yeah,
True.
Wyrd had to sit on her butt and just chill. So yeah, we will be back with the Songbird Soul show, which hopefully won't take up the entire session. If it does, so be it. But and then we'll get the cabal back together, and that will be Wednesday night. Yeah, we're at Wednesday night, so we will have Thursday. So you guys have to figure out a place to meet the Letterman, the spider, and then Friday meet with him, plus whatever you might do in between there. So cool. All right, thanks guys for sticking with us. There's a weird little disconnect there that I had, so this
Weird
session
had
is
nothing to do with it.
We made a bunch of off-color jokes while Lonren wasn't around.
right.
Yeah, about masturbating one's own soul. It was pretty wild.
Don't spoil things.
Yep. So yeah, sorry, another short episode, but the next one, fingers crossed, should be a full-length hour and a half of wacky mage shenanigans. Bye guys.
Yes, stay lucky.
Oh my god.
And-
Bunch of fucking idiots.
Okay. So that was an episode. Again, sorry guys about the technical difficulties. Hope the little animated GIF entertained you a little bit while I was scrambling to get stuff fixed up, and hopefully the little chatter amongst the group was kind of interesting. I thought that was fun to keep in. Mostly, after I edited out all the cursing, screaming, and wailing, gnashing of teeth, and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, actually, about the content of the episode, what do you guys think? Obviously we have met the vampire, the late Julia Kahn. Clearly, there was some deal going on between her and the spider. What do you think is going on? Have you guys tried to pinpoint who this spider, the Letterman, might be? Do you have some clues and thoughts and what's going on in your head? I'd love to hear about it. Post down in the comments or hop and join in on Discord. Link to the Discord is down below. Of course, if you want to support the show, please come join us on Patreon, patreon.com/Occultists Anonymous. There's a link down below too. And you can join us, pledge, give us any kind of backing that you might like, or just follow and see some of the different stuff that we post, just kind of non-show stuff that might be... we kind of use that as our homepage. So if there's any news or anything like that, Discord or Patreon are a good place to find it. So until next time, guys, we'll see you.